There are a lot of podcasts out there, but only one with this kind of energy.
Welcome to EVP Show Recap Prediction Sports. Let go, show recap prediction sports
In one podcast.
Welcome to EVP Show Recap Prediction Sports. Let go.
What's going on, everyone? It's the EVP from the EVP Show. I'm live with your Raw Recap, and we are now officially on the road to WrestleMania. That last segment was crazy. Obviously, it's, terrible thing for CM Punk to say, but there's no buts to it. It's terrible, but obviously Roman Reigns approved that. They're not going to let him. This is, I don't know. I saw a tweet earlier that says, seen all the stuff about Jade and Rhea, all that stuff. The IWC, the internet, they run wild with a lot of stuff. The stuff with Roman and Punk, it makes it feel so real. But I'm 100% solid that Roman knew he was gonna say that. He had to prove that. There's no way, or he would have got knocked the hell out. But it was still a terrible thing to say. That I know that if somebody said that to me, I don't even know if I approved it, that I could listen to that. That was awful. That their promos are. This match doesn't really need a build, but it's got one. And I feel like now SmackDown, the SmackDown Championship, it's not gonna match Punk and Roman. It doesn't. It's just not. But the only way to get close to that is to have something with a lot of story. But I can't say that instead of calling Paul Heyman, Triple H, Predictable Paul, I can start calling him Pivoting Paul, because he was just liking to change a lot of shit up. The Dom thing wasn't really a huge surprise. I did say yesterday on Scoops, about the Masked Man, they come from that Wrestling Academy in Davenport. So at least two of those guys were. We didn't see them tonight, but they definitely were. I guess they're going to be a part of the news table. I don't know, but they've been training at his Wrestling Academy in Davenport. Said that on Scoops yesterday. I didn't fully expect. I was kind of a shock to see Dom lose the IC title. I figured, because with Finn just coming out of the World Heavyweight Championship program, it's just, I don't know. It's kind of, unless he's going back to Demon, I don't know. The Dom Finn thing, without the title, maybe they could make it a triple threat. I don't know. I'm gonna have to make a lot of calls tomorrow and find out what the hell's going on. But obviously AJ was on Raw tonight. No Becky, but she's still tweeting. I still feel like somehow they're gonna get there with her and AJ. Or maybe they pivot and go to somebody like Roxanne. I don't know. Like I said, it seems like a lot of shit since yesterday has changed. I just think Dom and Finn, I think Danhausen with the fucking curse, that's gonna make him that's what he does. So the first step was losing the Intercontinental Championship, then the AAA title will probably be next, and then I think he's gonna eventually lose the Liv. That curse is gonna. Dom is cursed, but yeah. So we're live with the Raw Recap. I know somebody else is doing his Twitter space right now, so we'll try to get in as many people as we can. What's going on, Raymond? Good to see you, brother. Yeah, they're pivoting, man. A lot of shit. I don't know. I'm gonna have to call my guy tomorrow and find out what the fuck's going on. Pivoting Paul. Maybe that's why they ran the AJ Becky Lynch match at Elimination Chamber. I know that yesterday I said I know she's defending the title at WrestleMania. I thought it would be Becky for sure. And it still could be. They are having a gauntlet match next week, the number one contender, but AJ also said she wants to be a fighting champion. So are they gonna wait 7 weeks for her to defend that title against that number one contender that's in that group? I wouldn't think so. I don't know who wins. But I do believe, yeah, Cody. Yeah, I'm not backing. They have to. Cody's got to win the title Friday. The SmackDown, the night one main event, it's not gonna match Roman Punk. But they got to get close. Fatal 4-Way is just super saturated, and like I said yesterday, I'm not gonna spend any more time talking about it. That's another thing I want to touch on is WWE. Hey Alexis, good to see you again. This episode of Raw was good at Next Week Day, so yeah. So WWE with this hurt angle stuff. So obviously, like I said, I'm glad to see Oba and Rusev is going to happen next week. That's not a WrestleMania match. I said on Scoop that's 100% a fucking Raw match. Nobody wants to see that at WrestleMania. But at the end of the day, like, what's Royce Keys going to do? It's between Oba and Royce, I feel like. But then I heard from somebody else before I went on the air that there's even a pitch for it if Breaker's not ready for it to be Seth and Brock, which, God, I hope to God that's not. We damn sure don't want to see that. I guess it would make sense since he just stomped out fucking Paul Heyman. We'll see. It's a lot of open challenges. I don't know what the fuck's going on with that. AJ Lee says she wants to face a lot of people. Oba has not officially picked a brand, but I still feel like he's going to end up on Raw. He takes on Rusev next week. But before we get started, I'm not going to go into a huge rant, but if you guys are going to talk about me on Twitter space or make reference, tag me or whatever, because I hear, I listen, I see it, I hear everything, I know everything that's going on. You can have your little Twitter shows or whatever, your spaces or whatever. I don't understand why you guys have I wasn't gonna really. I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time on this. I didn't leave you guys because I left for a better opportunity. To come somewhere where I feel like I'm more appreciated. And I don't have to stress all the time about, I make my own schedule pretty much. Miami and Greg, they have done a hell of a lot with the thumbnails and the videos and stuff like that. It's a long story, but you gotta start up whatever fucking show you want to start up. IWC was IWC War or something like that. I don't know. But you guys just continue banging it out on Twitter, on the Twitter Spaces. Like I said, I don't personally have any hatred towards anyone because hate's a very strong word. But you guys are just constantly making throwing these little breadcrumbs out there, this person used to, we lifted this person up. Well, no, not really. You guys gave me a name, and I busted my ass for it. Just like I've got on YouTube, and I fucking stream every single night. Regardless if people like me or if they don't like me, I'm fucking consistent. I put in the work. I try to give you guys the best content. I do a show on Sundays. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm not. Triple H likes to swerve. I try to do everything I can. Like, I'm trying to build this channel up the best way I know possible. And that's by putting out content. I mean, I'm running on 8 straight days right now. By the time we get to next week's NXT, it'll be 16 straight days. So, but that's not like, that's the difference. Is it's not a mandatory type thing. That's my choice. I've never once since I've changed companies been told you need to. This is the schedule you need to do. You need to do, besides like a meeting or something. But that's fucking normal shit. But I don't know. You guys just continue to bang it out on your Twitter Spaces. I'm gonna continue doing what I'm doing, which is I'm 3 subs away from 200. When I left the other company, I was around 90. So, I've only been back on YouTube for like 3 months maybe. So I've gained over 100 subscribers in 3 months. Like I said, my goal, like I said this like when I first started back, was to get to 200 by WrestleMania. And I'm at 197. So obviously, I'm doing something right because people are, subscribing, coming back. Like I said, I'm not trying to start like a huge war and all that. I'm above all of that. But if you guys want to, continue to throw my name out there, like I abandoned you guys. I mean, come on now. Like, I've already went live on fucking Twitter and spoke my truth on all that. Like I said, there's no personal animosity. I don't need that. I already have that with other people in my personal life. So it's not anything personal with me. So you guys can keep talking about me. Hopefully I'm living rent free. If you guys want to have your promo battles and all that, that's what started all this shit to begin with. Good luck. Good luck to you guys. I hope you guys, keep banging it out on Twitter. I just don't. I got sick of it. Twitter Spaces is not it. It's not it. Everybody's live, whether it's on Twitter or X, whatever the fuck you call it, YouTube. People are not doing Twitter Spaces hardly anymore. The Wrestle Collective does it, but they're a big, huge group. They're super successful. They have a huge following. So, of course, like, their spaces are going to kill it. But nobody else is doing Twitter Spaces. Shit dead. Anyway, congratulations on your new show. I heard everything. I don't have to be in there to know. But Edward, keep my fucking name out of your mouth. Sick of you running your mouth. And that's all I'm gonna say. Wow, you're a child, a man child, that needs to grow up. I don't even know how fucking old you are. I probably have kids that's older than you. But keep my fucking name out your mouth is all I'm gonna tell you. I've already talked to Zero about it. I'm sick of it. You're commenting on my Instagram post and all of that. What are you, 16, 17? Fucking grow up. You're gonna be man enough to fucking get on social media and talk shit. Are you 18 yet? That's why I gotta have to kind of watch what I say, because you're a fucking child. I have a daughter that's fucking older than you. So keep my name out your fucking mouth. I've already went to your boss and told him that he needs to keep my name out. Like, stop commenting on my Instagram. Stop stalking me. Like, it's creepy as fuck. Like, stop. Like, let it go. Like, I don't give a fuck about you. I don't care what you're doing. I don't even. I mean, you don't mean shit to me. So just leave my name out your mouth. Like, period. The end. That catchphrase and all that shit's not impressive to me anymore. Like, it used to be funny, like the first time, but after that, just stop, man. Just stop talking about me. Period. Everything gets back to me. Like I said, I'm gonna defend myself, my company that I work for. I don't, you guys do what you do. What's best for you guys. I hope you guys are, if you guys are gonna be successful, that's great. That's what the whole goal is for anybody that has a company that does this. But keep my name out your fucking mouth. Is all I'm gonna tell you, because I'm tired of it. I've kept my mouth shut long enough. I went to private DM to try to get it resolved, but keep my fucking name out your mouth. Remember, I made that fucking Discord server, so we don't want to really get into the specifics on that. So, yeah, but that's all. That's my rant for the night. Just know that I hear everything and I see everything, and if you want to be a man child, then they can't even show up for a fucking Twitter space, then stop calling me out, stop stalking my Instagram. It's really creepy. So, but anyway, that's it. That's all I have to say about them. I'm not gonna say anything else. You guys don't like my product, don't like what I got to say, don't watch my shit. Stop stalking my YouTube. Stop fucking watching my shit. Like, I know you guys are watching my shit on YouTube. I've been told. One of your guys told me. So stop it. Like, if you don't like my stuff, you don't like me. Why are you watching my shit on YouTube? So anyway, I'm done with that. All right. So this episode of Raw was good, and I expect Jey Uso to return so fast. Yeah, I don't like how they did that about taking him out that angle Friday, and then all of a sudden he's back. Looks like they are gonna go the Usos versus Logan, and with all these injuries and stuff, with Prime Breakers, we don't know if he's gonna be available. Bronson Reed going out, I figured they may do the Usos and the Lucha Brothers, but it looks like it looks like we're headed for the Usos against Logan Paul and Austin Theory. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do at LA Knight though. Yeah, it's a lot of questions still up in the air. Triple H is scrambling pieces together. It looks like, but that's good. I thought maybe Jimmy would be on a sabbatical in April, like you had brought to my attention for Naomi, but I don't know if that's gonna be later on after Mania. But congratulations to Demolition, as they are the newest members inducted into the Hall of Fame. And then I did see the Hall of Fame is going to be late as shit again. I think it's the day before WrestleMania Night 1. I think it's 12. I think it's like midnight Eastern. So like that's late as fuck. I'm gonna do my best to stay up and watch that, but I'm damn sure not recapping it for sure. That's too late for a Hall of Fame, but appreciate that, Alexis. What's up, my buddy Raymond? Cody win Friday. I think so. I think they have to do that. Did Oba? No, I think he's going to Raw. I think he's going to be on Raw. Appreciate you. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Like I said, Sunday's show is for myself and also for you guys that like to come in and get information. So, if he swerves and changes shit, there's nothing I can do about that. That's out of my control. I only give you guys the information that I get. So it's still Dom Finn unless they make it a triple threat with Penta, which, like I said, I'll find out more before Scoop Sunday. I have a whole week. So I'm sure there's going to be a boatload of questions going into Sunday. So, all right, so let's start up the Raw recap, guys. Welcome everybody in that's watching on my YouTube channel, X. Miami's X as well. So tonight, WWE Raw is from the Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana. I know there's a lot of speculation running rampant about Pat McAfee being there. He was not. This is the post WWE elimination show. We're going to see the WWE's Judgment Day WWE Intercontinental Champion and AAA Mega Champion Dirty Dom defend the WWE Intercontinental Championship against Penta, plus WWE World Champion, Best in the World, CM Punk will appear. Also Gunther going one-on-one with Dragon Lee. As we saw, he took his mask off. I still really feel like, as I said before, I mean, Cody's had Ray on last week. Now he's having Gunther on a show this week. I still think they're going the Gunther, Rey Mysterio route, especially with them taking his mask off tonight. So I'm not far off on a lot of things. Bayley and Lyra, I don't see either one of them winning. I believe Bayley and Lyra is going to be in that tag team title match at WrestleMania. Where the Bella Twins are, I have no fucking clue. That shit can be completely scrapped because we're on the road to WrestleMania and they're still not showing up. So if they don't show up by like next week or so, like, yeah, I'm not gonna be too like, yeah, I don't know where the Bella Twins are, but appreciate you, Raymond. All right. Also, the OTT Roman Reigns returns tonight, and then General Manager Adam Pearce was supposed to address Seth Rollins. Obviously, that didn't happen. AJ Lee has a Women's Intercontinental Championship celebration, and also we'll hear from Stephanie Barcour's challenger at WrestleMania, the Judgment Day's Liv Morgan. So the show opens up with a video package looking back at the highlights from this past shitty ass WWE Elimination Chamber. Raw was way better than the Chamber. I appreciate you too, my friend, and I followed you on Instagram. Perfect. Yeah, I'll give you a follow back. And I appreciate you. The comment on YouTube. The comments on YouTube help me out a lot, guys. And liking my post, liking the streams on YouTube. That helps my channel out a lot. So appreciate you, Raymond. Like I said, I'm only 3 subscribers away from 200. So share if you guys don't mind, share my YouTube page to your friends. If they're not subscribed, I'm only 3 away. I may do something nice for you guys. Once I get to 200, I may do some sort of giveaway or something like that. But I'm 3 away, so let's hope I can get there before WrestleMania. Appreciate you, Raymond. I'll give you that follow back on Instagram once the stream's over, for sure. So the commentary team welcome us to the show. Michael Cole. Back to the CM Punk stuff. CM Punk and AJ Lee walking in. Then you see Liv Morgan, Dominic Mysterio, JD McDonough, and also Raquel Rodriguez are walking in, minus Finn Balor. So we know after we saw what tonight, the Ben Dom shit. Gunther, you can see him coming out of his tour bus. Michael Cole also hypes up Roman Reigns' entrance before Michael Cole can even be get done talking. We get Paul Heyman, Logan Paul, and Austin Theory enter the ring. Paul Heyman introduces himself. He introduces Austin Theory and Logan Paul. Paul then says they are here to talk about Seth freaking Rollins. Paul then stops because the fans are humming Seth Rollins' music. Paul then says he hates that freaking song and he hates Seth Rollins. A lot of hate. Paul then says Seth stole the credit from co-founding this group from him. He also said that Seth stole the credit for Coke down the Shield, but that's not his problem anymore. Paul then said Seth stole the Elimination Chamber and stole the main event of WrestleMania from Logan Paul, and Logan Paul is fired up. Paul then says Seth steals oxygen from every individual on this planet worthy of living, and Mr. Lynch is not one of them. So that was pretty funny right there. Paul then says they will do something about it. Paul then says the next time he is in a WWE ring, they will stomp Seth Rollins' ass out. At Rana Hasib P1G, how you doing? I don't think I've ever seen you on here, but what's going on? Paul then says they're going to stomp Seth out. Paul then says that is not a prediction or a spoiler. If you need a YouTube moderator, I wouldn't mind being. I'm not. What is a YouTube moderator? Because I definitely need one, for sure. So DM me after the show or something. Because I don't even know what a YouTube moderator is. Yeah, I mean, I had one at one time, but it was just somebody that could like post on my channel and stuff like that, and like post videos and stuff. I don't know what a YouTube moderator actually does, but yeah, DM me and let me know, like either on Instagram or X, probably X, and we can definitely talk about it. But yeah, I mean, I'm open for a YouTube moderator for sure. Somebody that can help promote, which WWE promotes the shit out of, but I don't know what a moderator does, so you just have to kind of. It's like you can time out people, and if any bots show up in the chat, you can ban them from the chat, basically. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. So like I said, DM me. Tell me how to do it. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. 100%. I need one of those because, like, I don't know who this person is right here. I mean, they might not be a bot, but I've never seen them before. But yeah, DM me or let me know how to set that up. Yeah, I would definitely be down for a YouTube moderator. So he says there's not a prediction or a spoiler. Not Logan. Paul Heyman then said that there's a personal guarantee from the group. Austin Theory. He then hands the mic to Austin Theory. Austin Theory says his theory is he goes way back with Seth, but he isn't going forward. Austin then says for what Seth did to Logan at Elimination Chamber. Logan Paul then gets on the mic and he calls Seth a scumbag. He then says he eliminated 3 people in the chamber, or you stole the victory from me. He says the last person to do that is Brock Lesnar. That's what I said earlier. I don't know, like, with what happened tonight, are they going to do Seth and Brock? Like, they pivot to that? I guess, I don't know. Are they going to carry this over Rusev shit all the way to Mania? Hopefully not, man. 7 weeks, so. He then says that this is the company that he keeps. He then says the rest of the show is not happening until Adam Pearce comes out with security and says that he gets it. Pearson suggests that they injured Jey Uso on Friday. Pearson says they are not going to hold his show hostage. Paul then says they had nothing to do with Jey, but they would plead guilty in advance of what they do to Seth freaking Rollins. And then Paul Heyman throws the mic down the aisleway at Adam Pearce. Pearson says he needs to have a conversation with Seth, but if you are here, he will do something crazy. So then one of the masked men that I talked about yesterday on Scoops, I don't know if it was, I mean, I can't verify, but I know two of them were at least two of the guys they go to Seth Rollins' school. And Davenport, they're indie wrestlers. So I said their name yesterday. I can't remember, but so a masked man shows up and he is chased through the crowd by security, and then another masked man shows up and Logan chases them through the crowd. So I'm sure two of them were those two. Grayson Waller was one at one point in time. A third masked man then shows up and Theory chases him through the crowd. And then Paul Heyman looks around. He is left in the ring alone by himself. Paul then leaves the ring, but then turns around and sees another masked man in the aisle. Paul then stares at this man, another masked man. So there's a lot of masked men. Fucking masked man show. Another masked man shows up on the apron behind him with a steel chair. The mask comes off and it is revealed that it's Seth freaking Rollins. Seth then hits Paul in the back with the chair. Seth then hits and ends up hitting the stomp on Paul Heyman and leaves him bloody. Seth then leaves through the crowd. Medical staff then slide into the ring to check on Paul. Paul is then helped out of the ring as he is bleeding from the nose. He gets in the ambulance, and obviously the ambulance was driven off by LA Knight. We then see that Paul had been helped in the ambulance, and Logan and Theory return to the scene. Logan then says he wants to know what is going on. Logan then gets in the car. Theory gets in the vehicle, but he is met with a punch from Jimmy Uso. Jimmy then hits some more punches and sends Theory into a storage case. LA Knight sticks his head out the window, then says that was a good job, and he drives away in the ambulance. So LA Knight was driving away in the ambulance. So we get our first match of the night. It was a good match. I wasn't expecting it to be so good. I thought it was going to be a squash match. It's the career killer himself, the ring general Gunther, makes his way down to the ring for the first match of the night, followed by Dragon Lee. The match starts off with Lee attacking Gunther from behind in the aisle before Gunther could even get into the ring. Dragon Lee then kicks Gunther, and Lee hits a drop kick through the ropes. Lee then hits a kick to Gunther's head, and he charges at Gunther, but Gunther hits a back body drop into the timekeeper's area. The referee then checks on Lee while Gunther returns to the ring. Lee then gets back into the ring. Gunther then hits some kicks to Lee and follows it up with a slam. Gunther then hits a European uppercut and a hard Irish whip. Gunther then hits another European uppercut. He begins to choke Dragon Lee off into the ropes. Lee fires back with some punches and a chop. Gunther then works on the mask, and he kicks Lee in the back of the neck. Dragon Lee then delivers some punches, chops Gunther, but Gunther chops the shit out of Dragon Lee and sends him to the mat. Gunther then goes for the mask again, but Lee gets to the ropes. So Gunther made it a point to this whole match that he was trying to get that mask off. Gunther delivers a boot to the head, and then some kicks to Lee's chest. Gunther then works on the mask again. The referee warns him. Lee then hits a kick, follows it up with a second one, but Gunther stays on his feet. Lee delivers some chops, and Gunther hits a clothesline and gets a near fall. Lee then counters a powerbomb with a Hurricane Rana for a near fall. This match was super long. Gunther then kicks Lee in the head. Gunther then hits a chop, and he began chirping at the crowd. Gunther then hits an Irish whip, but he runs into boots from Dragon Lee. Lee then hits a punch, but Gunther hits a backbreaker. Dragon Lee goes for Operation Dragon, and Gunther counters into an Emerald Frozen. Gunther then hits a powerbomb. He sets up for another one. Gunther then hits a second powerbomb, but then he goes for the pinfall, and before the referee can count to 3, he pulls Dragon Lee's head up, so he's not done with them. Then he hits a powerbomb into the apron and onto the announce desk. Gunther then breaks the count before Dragon Lee's counted out. And he tries for another powerbomb, but Dragon Lee countered with a sunset flip powerbomb on the floor. Dragon Lee then drop kicks Gunther off the apron. He hits a suicide dive that sends Gunther over the announce desk. Dragon Lee then hits the Operation Dragon on the floor. Gunther barely beat the count right before the 10 count. Dragon Lee then hits a clothesline and a kick, but Gunther stays on his feet. Dragon Lee then takes Gunther down with the clothesline. Dragon goes for Operation Dragon, but Gunther applies the sleeper hold. Gunther then rips and pulls the mask off, and immediately Dragon Lee taps out. So the winner of the match is the Ring General Gunther. It's got to be setting up him and Ray. After the match, Gunther takes his time and let him go to the hold. Obviously, they cover Dragon Lee's face up with a towel. So, Raymond, don't forget to hit me up in DMs because I definitely need a moderator for my channel because I do get bots in there a lot or on the streams. Still watching. So we then head to the back where we see Asuka screaming with Kairi Sane. Asuka then says Kairi should have been in the chamber. Kairi then cries and tells Asuka that Kairi said she did good last week. Asuka then yells at Kairi and pushes her. And then we see the new Women's Intercontinental Champion AJ Lee show up and ask Kairi if she is good. She put it like this, like blink twice. Yeah, you'll have to tell me how to do it, man. I'll definitely go in. If you message me after the stream goes off, I'll go in and set that up. Send you the invite. I guess it's like an invite to it or something. I don't know. Just DM me on X and like send me the directions or whatever. And when I'm waiting on my shorts or whatever, I'll do it. So AJ asks Kairi if she's okay. Obviously, Kairi doesn't answer. Asuka screams and Kairi leaves. We then see Austin Theory and Logan Paul. Logan says all of you saw a 60-year-old man get curb stomped and he wants to know what the hell is wrong with you. He says the fans have no respect for Paul Heyman. Logan then says they are the good guys, but they're the ones being screwed. Is it like an invite, Raymond, or what? Is it simple to do? Because I'm like terrible with YouTube stuff. Hopefully it's simple. He then says Seth Rollins, Adam Pearce, and Nick Aldis have screwed them over. He then says Austin Theory will beat Jimmy Uso tonight. Austin then says if you want to sneak up on him, they can meet in the ring. He then says tonight you're going to see it and you're going to feel it. So then we get the entrance, and I don't know what the hell's going on with this. She's definitely having a WrestleMania match. I don't know if she's waiting on Roxanne Perez. That could be an option. I would be okay with that instead of running it back with Becky. But Becky's still chirping away. Obviously, she sent her supposedly lawyer sent something to Adam Pearce trying to get Jessica Carr suspended. They're not going to do a Becky versus Jessica Carr. That would just be dumb. But yeah, I don't know. Becky's still tweeting like she was still tweeting after the show. So AJ Lee makes her way down to the ring. She starts off by saying she is not entirely sure. Yeah, it's easy to do. Let me pull it up. Whoops. Yes, it's easy to do. You click on the person's name, and it should say make a person a moderator, and my name will be blue. Yeah, how do I find you though? How would I find you? Like in my subscribers? How would I find your name? You actually click on the person's name and it should say make a person a moderator and my name will be blue. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to. Should be in settings somewhere or like in the chat. Yeah, I have to look and see. I don't know if you can Google it or like see. I don't, because after the stream, I don't know if I can even see. I can even see until this like fully processes. I don't never see the comments until like after like it usually doesn't process till the next day. I mean, I may could see under like my subscribers or something like that. Um, we'll figure it out once the stream's over. If you're still awake, we can figure it out. So she says that I'll Google it. All right, appreciate it, brother. AJ Lee makes her way down to the ring. AJ starts off by saying she's not entirely sure how we got here. She says she came back to snatch the hair from Becky's head. AJ then says she ended up snatching Becky's title. AJ then says she didn't know if she could still go. AJ then says the fans knew she could go, and they had her back for a decade. AJ then said you remembered her from when you would wish to forget her. AJ then says you made her believe she can fight with the best. AJ then says that is what Becky is. AJ then says she is the best of the best, but points out that she beat Becky. AJ then says Becky gave her the fight of her life. She has the battle scars to prove it. I don't know. It seems like she's moving on from Becky, but I don't know if Becky's going to let that happen. But she proves she can still be championship material. AJ then says she is exactly who she thinks she is. AJ then now says that Becky is behind her. WrestleMania is ahead of her. AJ then says she is not waiting until then. So, like I said, still got a strong feeling that Becky, AJ WrestleMania. Hopefully, I'm thinking this #1 contender match is gonna. I think they're gonna challenge AJ Lee before WrestleMania. AJ says she is not waiting until WrestleMania. AJ then says she will be a fighting champion. AJ then says it's been 12 long years since she held a title, and she is not going to take this for granted. She is not going to waste any time. AJ then says a few weeks ago she mentioned some of the women she wanted to get her hands on. AJ then says now that she has the title, she knows that they want to get a hold of her. AJ then says if you think you're championship material, and if you want to face your favorite wrestler, come after her. AJ then says the next time she stands in this ring, she will be defending the title. So it's not going to be next week because obviously the #1 contender. So it could be the week after that. I don't think that's the WrestleMania match. So maybe they're waiting on It's Roxanne or Becky. It could be Roxanne if she's going to be back in time. But AJ then tells everyone to show her. Obviously, nobody shows up, but then they set the #1 contenders match. I think it's Bayley, Lyra. It's a gauntlet. Bayley, Lyra, Raquel, Io. It's Bayley, Lyra, Io, Asuka, Raquel, and Ivy now, I believe, in the gauntlet match for the #1 contender. So we then see Penta walk in the backstage area, and he's greeted by the original El Grande Americano. He says he's excited for his match, and he wishes him luck. Original Americano then says he will be the first in line when Penta wins. Los Americanos then show up and ask Original Americano how long he wants to run this charade. Grande then says they will prove it on March 14th at Rey de Reyes. Original Americano then says he will face Uno of the secondary Americanos. I'll Google it, and I Googled it. And I sent you screenshots and DMs on X. All right, perfect. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'll message you and let you know. Once I guess you'll get like a notification or something. Liv Morgan. Then they go to like a backstage area. Like I don't know if like It was actually backstage. I don't know where they were at. She cuts a promo. She says hello to Stephanie McMahon. Liv then says she might have some questions about last week, so she'll explain herself. Liv then says you tried to embarrass her and belittle her. Liv then says you don't know her struggles and how she got to where she is. Liv then says she is privileged. Liv then says she got signed at 20 while you were rejected after your first trial. Liv then says she had the best of the best. Liv then says she is a star and she does not dwell on her past like Stephanie dwelled on her past. Liv then says she is a bit of herself and Stephanie. Liv then says you are a great champion. Liv then says she is going to give Stephanie the privilege of her life. Liv then says you are going to step in the ring with the greatest Royal Rumble winner, and she runs through her accomplishments. Liv then says you get to step in the ring with Liv Morgan. Looking forward to this match, even though I don't think Liv wins. I think it's going to go all the way to Italy. So we're going to run through, since I had to go on a little rant, we'll just kind of run through some of the other matches, not break down everything. The next match of the night is the original El Grande Americano makes the way down to the ring for the next match of the night, followed by Los Americanos. Not going to break down this match. Like I said, we're already 47 minutes into the stream. I'll just tell you guys the finish here. They're definitely doing a mask versus mask. I feel like at WrestleMania, that's the way to end this. So at the end of the match, Grande tries to get involved. Original Americano goes for his mask. Bravo then hits Original Americano, and Rayo gets his roll up. Bravo then knocked off the apron where Rayo collides with him. Original Americano then hits the Chaos Theory for the 1, 2, 3. The original El Grande Americano picks up the win, which is Chad Gable, by the way. So we then see Penta, and he tells Dominic Mysterio he is coming with the hearts of his people. He then says nothing and no one will save you because it will be only them in the ring. He then says he will make history when he becomes the Intercontinental Champion. I think this is Penta's fourth shot at the Intercontinental Championship. So we then see Jackie Redmond in the interview area with Natty. Jackie mentions how she has treated Maxine and asks about the new attitude. Natty then stares at Jackie and she looks at the camera and says she wants to apologize to Maxine. Natty then says she is so sorry that she allowed Maxine to train in the dungeon. Natty then says she is sorry that she made Maxine feel like she was good at this. Natty then says she will tell Maxine the truth. Natty then says she is a killer. They tried to convince everyone that she is a bimbo. Natty then says, you are a bimbo to Jackie Redmond. Or maybe she was talking to Maxine. Natty then tells Maxine to live an empty, shallow life because hearts don't lie and the truth hurts. Natty then says, you don't belong in her world and you never will. So another backstage segment, we see Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez playing darts in the Judgment Day clubhouse. Liv then suggests that Raquel challenge AJ Lee. They could all be champion. Dominic then tells JD that he hopes they will be there. Finn Balor then shows up and he says he wasn't happy with the result, but at peace with what happened. Dominic says now that you're over the match with CM Punk, now can we focus on his match? And he asks if they will be there. Finn then tells Dominic, like he told him last week, you need to do this yourself. Finn Dominic, it's definitely happening. Dominic says they will what he meant was he wanted them to be out there to help him celebrate, but they both were out there, and ultimately Finn was the ultimate downfall. So we then take a look back at the Miz over Femi segment from SmackDown, and then we get Russo comes out, stands on the announce desk, and he says that enough is enough. He says he is tired of hearing about Obafemi. Russo then says he is tired of waiting. Russo then says he knows that Oba is back there. Russo then says, "You want this fight?" He wants this fight. Russo then says, "How about we fight right now?" Russo then says the line of Bulgaria calls out the Nigerian ruler. Russo then says he is not moving from this table until you come out. And then we get the music of the ruler. Obafemi struts his way down to the ring, but he is definitely not dressed to wrestle. Oba takes a mic and he tells Rusev he spent all this time talking to come into the ring and make things happen. Rusev then leaps off the announce desk and he gets on the apron and walks into the ring. Then he punches Oba. They both go back and forth punching, but Oba gets the advantage and hits an uppercut into the corner. Rusev then escapes a chokeslam and Rusev hits a few round kicks, but Oba catches Rusev and hits a chokeslam. Oba then clotheslines Rusev over the top rope into the floor. And then we get the music hits and the signal that's over for now. But next week, it's official on Raw. Obafemi will be going one-on-one in the first real match, I would say, on the main roster besides Cody at Saturday Night's Main Event when he would go one-on-one with Rusev. So we then see Bayley and Lyra Valkyria in the back, and Bayley's telling Lyra that she feels stuck and she asks for ideas. Lyra then says she can't sit back and watch her miss another WrestleMania. Lyra then tells Bayley that AJ is looking for challengers, so why not her? Lyra then asks why can't it be Bayley, and that is her ticket to WrestleMania. Bayley then says she remembers costing Lyra a title match, so maybe they should both go. Lyra then asks if Bayley means it. So they make their way to Adam Pearce's office, and when they go to knock on the door, out of the office comes Io Sky. Bayley and Lyra enter Adam Pearce's office. So we get ready for the next match of the night, which is Jimmy Uso going one-on-one versus Austin Theory. Match starts off with Jimmy hitting some punches. Theory delivers some knees, but he runs into a kick. Jimmy hits a boot off the turnbuckles. Theory sends Jimmy into the turnbuckles and hits an elbow. Theory punches Jimmy and he hits a discus punch. Theory then throws Jimmy into the ropes. Jimmy reverses sends Theory to the floor and hits a suicide dive. Jimmy then sends Theory into the announce desk and the ring post. Then Jimmy delivers a super kick. Jimmy adjusts the announce desk and Jimmy hits another super kick. Theory then falls onto the table and Jimmy goes to the turnbuckles. But Logan Paul shows up in the ring and Jimmy hits a clothesline and some punches. Jimmy then hits a double leg takedown to Theory and then he punches Theory. Logan then punches Jimmy and the referee calls for the bell. So the winner of the singles match due to a disqualification is one half of WWE World Tag Team Champion Big Jim Jimmy Uso. But while the beatdown occurs, and what Alexis referred to earlier when they supposedly wrote him out of the Elimination Chamber, but he's just all of a sudden back on Raw. This was just Friday. Main event, Jey Uso's music hit, and he is on crutches. Jey then gives one to Jimmy. And Jey then gets into the ring and hits Logan with one. They then send Logan to the floor, and they hit the 1D on Austin Theory. So that's definitely looking like we're going to get the Usos versus Logan and Theory at WrestleMania, which wouldn't be a terrible match. We then see Adam Pearce on the phone, and he says he was supposed to be here. Pearce then gets off the phone, and he turns to see Danhausen. I think he might have been talking about Danhausen. I think we're going to see Danhausen float around from Raw to NXT to SmackDown, AAA. I don't think he's just going to be on one show. Danhausen says he has a list of demand housings. Shout out to Wrestling RUS podcast for reposting the stream. Danhausen then says he wants a blimp and a Hall of Fame induction. Danhausen then says he also wants his face on the truck. Adam Pearce then stopped Dominic, Ben, and JD to introduce them to Danhausen. Danhausen then says he likes Dominic's title belts. Dominic, what's going on, Ben 2? Good to see you. Shout out to the 69 viewers we have watching. I know there's I think it's Carlos is having a space right now, so I hope we can get close to 100. Be good. Dominic then tells Danhausen to leave before something bad happens. Danhausen then says Dominic is cursed, and he disappears. Dominic is definitely cursed because he dropped the Intercontinental Championship tonight. I expect him to drop the Triple H title to Vikingo, and eventually he's probably gonna end up losing the Liv too. So Danhausen already making an impression with the curse. So Byron Saxton is now in the interview area with young OG Javon Evans. So thankfully he's okay from the rough fall from the pulverizer that Logan Paul hit him with at the Elimination Chamber. Byron asked Evans about competing in the Chamber. Evans says he is a fan of the match, and since he had been a part of it, he's thinking about the toll it took on him. Evans said he was in the ring with some big dogs. Evans says he wants to be a champion, and he will be watching tonight's Intercontinental Championship match. Evans says he might get next. I saw Raw. Rhea sounds like she was about to cry with a bittersweet moment. Yes, and to Rhea, unfortunately for now. But she got to go to SmackDown and handle up on Jade Cargill. I've seen all the stuff online today. It kind of reminds me of the same stuff that was going on with Charlotte and Tiffany last year. Like I told you last night, Rhea definitely winning that title. So my phone doing just magical things. But yeah, it was, I don't know, it's a very, very, very touching segment there with Rhea and Io. But it looks like Io is going to stay on Raw because obviously she's in that gauntlet next week. Rhea said she's going to SmackDown to address Jade Cargill Friday. Sorry guys, my phone. I need a new phone bad. It just like starts going to like all these weird places. Getting back to my notes, guys. Sorry. I was talking about Javon. Evans says he wants to be a champion and he will be watching tonight's Intercontinental Championship match. Evans says he might get next. We then see Jackie Redmond and she brings out Rhea Ripley. Rhea is joined by Io Sky. Jackie congratulates Rhea on her Elimination Chamber victory and having to face Jade Cargill for the Women's SmackDown Championship at WrestleMania. Rhea then says it's been a whirlwind of emotions the last couple of days. Rhea then says she lost the tag titles on Friday, and it really sucks. Rhea then says Io has been so many things to her. Rhea then says she has been her opponent and her tag partner. Rhea then says she has also been her best friend. They then hug. Rhea then thanks Io for supporting her and for pulling her out of a very dark situation. Io then tells Rhea she did the same for her. Io then says, "You won the chamber and showed why mommy is always on top." Io then says she will be alright on Raw. Io then tells Rhea to go to SmackDown and handle your business and win that SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania. Rhea then says she will do it and she will do it for Io. Rhea then tells Io to hold it down on Raw because on Friday she will be seeing Jade Cargill face to face on SmackDown. Rhea then says at WrestleMania she will be leaving your new Women's SmackDown champion. So it is then announced that next week on Raw there will be a number one contender gauntlet for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And Wwe Raw faces Rusev in the gauntlet match for next week. I will give you the participant for that, for the gauntlet match. So we're going to have Lyra Valkyria, Bayley, Io Sky, Raquel Rodriguez, Asuka, and Ivy Now, just the ones that I said earlier. And Wwe will go one-on-one with Rusev. So we get ready for our next match of the night, our final matchup of the night for the WWE Intercontinental Championship match, Judgment Day AAA Mega Champion and WWE Intercontinental Champion Dirty Dominic Mysterio versus Penta for the fourth time. The match starts off with both men locking up. Penta applies a waist lock. Dominic then hits some elbows and Penta hits a kick. Dominic then hits a kick and Penta hits a head scissors to takedown. Dominic goes to the floor. Dominic hits a thrust kick and Penta hits a kick when Dominic tries for a dive to the floor. Penta then hits a flip dive on Dominic. Penta then chops Dominic and sends him to the ring steps. Penta then chops Dominic in front of JD and Finn sitting on chairs at the ring in the ringside area. They then return to the ring. Dominic then applies a sleeper. Penta then hits a kick and he goes to the apron and has some words for JD and Finn. Dominic hits a kick and Penta comes off the turnbuckles and sends Penta into the mat as he gets a near fall. Dominic chops Penta in the corner. Dominic then hits some kicks to Penta and Dominic poses. Dominic then hits a slingshot senton and he goes for a second one and he hits it. Dominic then gets a near fall. Dominic goes back to the apron and misses a slingshot senton. Penta then hits some clothesline and a kick followed by a wraparound bulldog. Penta then delivers a kick to the back of the head and he gets a near fall. Dominic then hits it. It's considered an edge-o-matic for a near fall. Dominic then hits a suplex and he holds on and rolls through for the second one. He attempts to go for three amigos. RIP Eddie Guerrero. But Penta countered with a suplex of his own. Dominic then hits a kick and he goes to the turnbuckles. Penta then hits a kick and he sets up for a hook and run off the turnbuckles, but Dominic delivers a punch. Penta then hits a kick. Dominic hits a kick and a DDT on the apron. Dominic then gets a near fall. Penta then delivers a super kick to Dom. And then Dominic fires back and kicks Penta on the apron and a springboard drop kick to knock Penta to the floor. Dominic then hits a crossbody that sent both men over the ringside barrier into the timekeeper's area. They then return to the ringside area and return to the ring. Dominic punches Penta and ties his mask to the rope. Dominic then hits some kicks to Penta. Dominic then hits some more kicks. Later on down in the match, Penta then hits a crossbody and a head scissor takedown, hits a kick in the corner, and he hits a hesitation handstand drop kick for a near fall. Penta then goes for the Penta driver, but Dominic escapes and he kicks Penta in the corner. Penta then hits a super kick to Dominic in the turnbuckles. Penta then floats over for an Irish whip for a near fall. Penta signals for the destroyer, but Dominic counters with the Michinoku driver for a near fall. Dominic then drop kicks Penta into the ropes. He sets up for the 619 and he delivers it. Dominic then goes up top and goes for his finisher frog splash, but Penta catches Dominic and hits the sacrifice. Penta then delivers a Penta driver, and Dominic Mysterio kicks out at 2. Penta then kicks Dominic in the corner. The referee warns Penta like he was about to get DQ'd. Penta then hits a shoulder in the corner. Dominic then moves when Penta goes for a shoulder in the corner. Penta hits the ring post very hard. Dominic then signals outside and tells JD McDonough to get the hammer. And he does it. But before he can deliver that hammer to Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor steps in and says he needs to do it on his own, which causes a distraction. Finn stops JD and he tells JD that Dominic wants to do it by himself, so he needs to do it by himself. Penta then hits a flip dive onto Finn and JD over the ropes, takes them out. Penta gets back in the ring, he hits a kick from the apron, and he goes for a destroyer, but Dominic hits a drop toe hold to send Penta into the ropes. Penta then avoids a 619 and hits the destroyer for the 1, 2, 3, and your new WWE Intercontinental Champion is Penta. Finally, Penta has got gold on the main roster. After the match, Penta raises a celebration and pyro goes off. We then take a look at Nick Aldis's announcement on the Elimination Chamber post-show, and as made official on Friday, Drew McIntyre will defend the SmackDown Men's Undisputed Championship against American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. So we get to the final segment, and boy, was it another crazy promo that delivered. So the OTC won with some new merch, it looks like. Makes his way down to Roman Reigns' music hits. He makes his way down to the ring. Roman then asked the crowd in Indianapolis, Indiana, to acknowledge him. And then before he can even say another word, CM Punk's music hits, and he makes his way down to the ring. Punk grabs the mic. Punk then asks Roman, why is he so mad? Punk then says he isn't interrupting. He is feeding his ego. Punk then says he is acknowledging Roman. Punk then says he hopes Roman isn't just doing that and wasting a date because it could be a tweet. Roman then asks if his tweet angered you, Phil. He then says Punk appears to have thin skin. Punk then says he does not hold grudges against people for what they say about him on podcasts. Punk then says he has bags under his eyes. He did say he's tired. He said it's a good thing I have these bags under my eyes. He has to, because he has to carry Roman for the next 7 weeks with his bullshit. Punk then says this is the first stop on the road to WrestleMania, and they have history. Punk then says this is where the Shield debuted, and you brought him to the dance. Roman then says Punk brought the other two, not him, referring to Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. Punk then says, well, obviously we remember things differently. Punk then says he might not have picked Roman back then, but you picked him to be in the main event of WrestleMania. Punk then says he has already won. He said he is in Roman's head. Punk then says the last time they were face to face in the ring, you said that you hated him. Punk then says you hate him. Punk then says he has Roman right where he wants him. Punk then says you hate him. Punk then says he is in Roman's head, no matter how empty it is. Punk then says he is under Roman's skin and it is translucent. Punk then says he can see through him. Roman then says he hates Punk. Roman then tells Punk that what he is missing. He then says if he didn't have the title, he would be indifferent to him. Roman then says you wouldn't even be on his radar. Roman then says they brought you back to entertain the 30 to 40-year-old virgins who live with their parents. That show is funny as fuck. Roman then says they brought you back for merchandise and to get a big gate in Chicago. Roman then says they didn't bring you back to be champion. Roman then says that is above your pay grade. Roman then says they can't trust Punk because CM Punk, you are a liar. Roman then says you have them thinking you're having a good time and that you're a locker room leader. Roman then says you can lie in your interviews. Roman then says every time you get bitching and moaning. That you're bitching and moaning back there. It gets back to him. Roman then says, Punk is a punk ass bitch to him. Roman then says, back up. Roman then says, this backup plan ends. Roman then says, when I win, I'm going to put you on a John Cena retirement tour. Roman then says, we are going to send you down. We're going to have you a little long retirement tour, and we're going to send your ass down to NXT to teach the next generation to do what they have to do. But then Roman then says he will smash when they get up to the main roster. He will smash each and every one of them as well. So then Roman Reigns gets ready to walk away. CM Punk grabs his arm. So Punk tells Roman, you don't get to walk away. Punk then says, you are going to listen to what he has to say. Says he will not be disrespected. Punk then says, we have to go over the shit you said. Punk then asks Roman about we. Punk then says, there are no Samoan goblins around here in your pocket. Punk said, you are all alone. Punk then said, your cousins aren't here. Punk then said, you don't have a wise man because I stole him from you. Punk then said, you are alone on your bus. Punk then said, you have been chasing him. Punk then said, you are in the main event of WrestleMania because he is the main event. Punk then says, this is his show. He runs things here. Punk then says, you can do things. You are by yourself. CM Punk then says, you can hate me, but I won't let you disrespect me. Punk then says, you think you're going to retire him? Punk said, you just made the list. So Chris Jericho reference right there. They're dropping breadcrumbs. So don't know when it's happening, but Chris Jericho definitely coming. That was definitely a Jericho reference. Punk then says, you have gone from beating you at WrestleMania to burying you. Punk then says, you won't be alone. Punk then says, I even hate repeating this on stream. I didn't like this at all, but Punk then says he's going to bury Roman Reigns, but you won't be alone. Punk then says he will bury Roman next to his father. Punk then drops the mic, leaves the ring, and holds up the one finger, mocking Roman Reigns. What a ending to Raw. That was wild. That was insane. So overall, hopefully you guys enjoyed Raw. Let's see, got a comment here. Do you think Rhea will come back together after WrestleMania? I mean, it's possible because I do feel like they're gonna do Io and Julia at some point. And I think Io does need to change up and maybe come over to SmackDown because Liv and Stephanie are gonna be entangled for a while. So unless she's gonna go after that Intercontinental Championship, we'll see. But I do think they end up eventually back on the same roster. But hopefully you guys enjoyed Monday Night Raw. It was definitely a lot better than Elimination Chamber. It was damn sure a lot better than last Monday's Raw. The Roman Punk is killing it. Roman and Brock are not both scheduled to appear back on Monday Night Raw next week, which is March 9th. But they will both be back on March the 16th. Next week we'll see the number one contender gauntlet match for the Intercontinental Championship, which will feature Bayley, Lyra Valkyria, Raquel Rodriguez, Io Sky, Asuka, and Ivy Now to determine the number one contender for AJ Lee's Intercontinental Championship. And Oba Femi will go one-on-one with Rusev. Those are the two big matches for next week. So that's it, guys, for the Raw recap. I'm going to go ahead and go to the outro, and then I will tell you guys where you can find me on my socials and what I have coming up for you guys the rest of the week. Shout out to 93 people. We almost got to 100. We may get there before the show closes. You guys don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
There are a lot of podcasts out there, but only one with this kind of energy.
Welcome to EVP Show Recap Prediction Sports. Let go, Show Recap Prediction Sports.
In one podcast.
Welcome to EVP Show Recap Prediction Sports. Let go.
All right. Hopefully Friday when I start the stream, I can do this. All right, guys. Like I said, thank you guys for tuning in to the Raw Recap Show. It was a pretty good Raw. I'm not gonna say it was great. I mean, it had some good moments. The ending with the promo with Roman Punk. I knew they're always gonna deliver. From the 16th, March 16th, all the way up to WrestleMania. I expect it to be just phenomenal. That's why the SmackDown Championship they need to do something big for that instead of just something plain Jane that nobody really wants to see. Cody Randy is the way to go for that. But we'll see Friday. Triple H loves to throw kinks in what I want, what I say, and all that kind of shit. So. But shout out to everybody that tuned in tonight to the Raw Recap. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you guys like the stream if you watched it on YouTube. And I've seen some comments on YouTube as well. Let me go ahead and shout out to the people. Shout out to Alexa Sherman. Good to see you again. Watching live on X. Raymond, I'll be getting back with you on the YouTube thing. Not sure who this person is. At Rana Hasib. Shout out to Raymond. Shout out to Wrestling RUF Podcast for reposting the stream. Shout out to Bintu. Good seeing you again, Bintu. All right. 93 views. We almost got to 100. Anyway, guys, so where you can find me on my socials is scrolling across the bottom of the screen in the blue. Please follow me on all my socials. On X, you can find me at EVP2JP. On Instagram, same handle at EVP2JP in lowercase. And also on TikTok at Brady DA Goat 21. It's at Brady the Goat 21. Not THE, DA. I had a lot of people message me on Twitter and like, oh, I can't find you. I'm like, what? DA, not THE. At Brady to Go 21. Last but not least, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. As I mentioned earlier, last I checked, I was at 197 subscribers. I'm 3 away from 200. So that's my goal before WrestleMania. Hopefully to obtain that. Like I said, could do something special for when I get to 200. We'll see. I don't know how quick I'll get to 200, but I've gained about 10 to 11 subscribers over the last couple of weeks. So hopefully I can get to 200 pretty quickly. But make sure if you guys go back and watch the stream live tonight, make sure you like the stream and leave comments. It helps put my stream, my channel, my shows in the algorithm. I appreciate like the stream, the views and stuff on X. But watching it on YouTube, that's what helps with the channel and the algorithm and stuff for the stream. What I have coming up next for you guys tomorrow night is the Go Home Show. Obviously, a new match was added for Vengeance Day. Blake Monroe is going to go one-on-one with Jada Parker at Vengeance Day, which I said was going to happen on Scoops Sunday. So, tomorrow's the Go Home Show for NXT. You will see JC Jane defend the NXT Women's Championship against Zarya. So you can catch me live when NXT goes off tomorrow night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern for your NXT recap. And then Wednesday, set that reminder notification bell at 7 p.m. Eastern, as we will be doing a NXT Vengeance Day prediction show. I will be joined by Michael from the Mob Squad, Chris Branson from FTCS Podcast, Lady Alpha, one half of the Wrestling Divas Podcast, Stampede, I'll see you guys all know Stampede and also Lou. It'll be a 6-person panel for the NXT Vengeance Day prediction show, unless something changes tomorrow and I get a couple more, and I get 2 more people. But a 6-person panel Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Set that notification bell reminder for the NXT Vengeance Day prediction show coming up Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. I will be joined by a great panel. Majority of them, well, all of them were on my Elimination Chamber prediction show panel. So it'll be a lot of fun. We'll be predicting the NXT Vengeance Day. They'll have all the matches advertised tomorrow. So they already have Izzy Dame, Tatum Paxley, Joe Hendry, Ricky Saints, and now Blake Monroe and Jada Parker. And I'm sure there'll be a couple more matches added. Well, I'm sure there'll be at least 5 matches. So look forward to that. Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Thursday, I'm back for the 3rd episode of the TNA Recap Show at 11:30 p.m. Eastern. That will be the TNA Recap Show Thursday night, 11:30 p.m. Eastern. Make sure to join me for that. And Friday, it's the big day. Cody Rhodes goes back for that SmackDown Undisputed Championship from Drew McIntyre. He goes 1-on-1 for the title. Join me at 11:30 p.m. Eastern as I break down SmackDown, and we will see if we have a new champion going into a matchup with Randy Orton at WrestleMania. 11:30 p.m. Eastern Friday. Saturday, when NXT goes off, and I know this is going to be the last NXT PLE on Peacock at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. You can catch me live for the NXT Vengeance Day recap show, and then I'm back Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern for episode 10 of Sunday Night Scoops with the EVP. So you guys make sure you tune in all week. The rest of the week, I'll be streaming every day this week. So once again, shout out to DWE, Miami the Great, Final Boss Baby, Director Red, World of Greg, After Slam Podcast, Running Wrestling Podcast, Kicking Out of 2 and Michael and Tori, Princess Jess Skywalker, Wrestling Divas Podcast, Lady Alpha, and Autumn, and Southern Square Circle Media, everyone affiliated with Gimmick Table Media. So that is it for me tonight, guys, with the Raw Recap Show. I've given you guys my schedule for the week, 7 straight days this week of streaming. So yeah, that's it. I will see you guys tonight, or it's midnight it's Tuesday already on the East Coast, but I will see you guys Tuesday night for the Go Home NXT show. Tomorrow's the Go Home show for Vengeance Day. I will see you guys at 10:30 p.m. tomorrow for the NXT recap show, when I break down NXT and we get ready for the big prediction show coming up Wednesday. So you guys tune in and catch me tomorrow night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern for the NXT recap show. I appreciate and enjoy you guys coming on for the Raw recap show tonight. And I will see you guys tomorrow night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern for NXT. I am the EVP from the EVP show and the Golden Boy from DWE. DWE is the place to be. Good night, everyone.